Hey guys, welcome back to Don't Forget the Art. I hope you guys are ready for some fun projects. We are winding up our school year here at our house, and it is getting really exciting. I'm also kind of getting excited because we're starting to get toward more modern times art. So we are talking today about Arte Povera. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry. Not really good in Italian. So this is an Italian style of art that started in the late 60s, early 70s. And it literally means poor art. Okay. Now, there's a few things that are happening around this time in Italy, from what I understand. One of them, the economy was not doing so well. So I'm sure for some artists, getting a hold of, more expensive art supplies, wasn't all that easy. And we humans tend to be pretty resourceful when we are approaching difficult times. So it wouldn't surprise me that artists would get a little bit more economical. And they certainly did that. They started using natural materials and just odds and ends from around the house in order to create art. Now, some people also say that this may have been kind of, another one of those slaps in the face with art again, kind of mocking or mimicking about, that whole question that's been coming up pretty much since the Impressionistic time, which is, what is art? What would you define as art? Who gets to define what art is and what supplies, materials can be used to create art. So I'm going to show you some examples here, and then I'm going to show you a project that I created. This is going to be really fun because this is really where you guys get creative and imaginative. Now, I'm not exactly sure. This is some kind of a pegboard here, and I don't know what this is. If it's metal, you could even use it as a rope or string. This reminds me of the more modern day string art. This is one that I did with my kids a couple years ago for a summer that we were doing some art fun projects. But you guys have seen this. They have them all over the place, and you can make this. This would be really easy. This would totally be Arte Prava. Povera. Sorry, I want to keep putting the R in the wrong place. Arte Povera, where you just cut a board. I know boards, building supplies are getting really kind of crazy expensive. If you've got some reclaimed wood or something like that, you could do that, or get a board at Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever. Home Depot, I know they'll cut it. I'm not sure about Lowe's or any of the other places, but they'll cut it for you. And then if you just take some nails and put it in around the shape that you want, then just use different string in order to do it. This would be a fun Arte Povera project. And that's what this reminded me of. Here again, you got sticks, and I'm not sure what this is, but it certainly looks like some kind of a cardboard or something that almost makes what looks like a fingerprint or something. I thought that was cool. It almost reminds me of some kind of like a deer or something. Again, here we're using natural products in order to create an art piece. This I thought was really cool. So it's just a chunk of the trunk of a tree, which the artist went and then cut out, and it almost looks like the trunk of the tree. I'd be really interested to know if this is kind of what the tree looked like before it was cut down. But again, a fun way to play around with this. This, I'm not exactly sure what this is. It could be, it almost reminds me of some kind of like a paper mache. This could even be lint from the dryer or something like that. This is really cool. Okay, so a lot of these pieces, it wasn't uncommon for them to be interactive. It wasn't uncommon for them to be something that people could really experience. One of them I saw had horses in it, and there were live horses. It was a 3-day exhibit, and these horses were like attached to the walls in this room at the art gallery or museum. Okay, here's rocks and sticks and other things, again, to kind of create this almost like an igloo type hut. Again, It looks like it's like lint that came out of your dryer. um, and these I found kind of funny because this reminds me sometimes of what the piles of laundry are for my kids' room. So I had to joke with them and say, it almost looks like we could take your bedroom floor and turn it into an art exhibit. But it's literally rags or articles of clothing kind of piled up. Here's another one. I love this woman. It almost looks like she's like, maybe sorting through the laundry, about to do it, do the laundry. And then this one is, looks like they've taken just piles of laundry, put a glass top over it, and there's your table for the kitchen table. So mine, I was really racking my brain trying to figure out what I could make. Okay, so again, what this is, Arte Povera, is taking items from around the house, common items from around the house or in nature, and using them here. One thing you'll notice that they do not have, they are not using paintings. Okay, so they were, again, if this was kind of the slap in the face or the question of what is art, you can distinctly see they are using materials that are not common in art. Okay, there's no canvases, there's no paintbrushes, there's no marble for sculptures, with the exception of that one woman who's standing among the pile of clothes. There's no bronze. There's no typical traditional art supplies. This is almost the anti-art materials of the world, if you will. Okay, so when I was racking my brain trying to think of what I did, one of the first things that came to mind, again, was this kind of string art. Okay, very simple, very fun to do. Again, what I would recommend you do is get some reclaimed wood or have one cut, get some nails, find the outline of the figure that you'd like and do that. Hammer your nails in and then use the string to go around. I know they sell kits for it, but really you don't need it. It's so simple and easy to make these yourself. Whatever you want to do though, and works best for you. I really wanted to play around with some natural things. So I went around and got some sticks from the yard. These are from our oak tree the last time it fell. And if you guys know, we live here in Florida. And one thing you will not find on the outside is dirt, because we have sand for our lawns. So, my dirt doesn't look like yours from up north. I got that. Rocks, as you saw, were commonly used, but I thought that these buttons would be fun. I started getting some ideas as I started playing around, okay? Now, the materials that you are going to see me use for my project that's coming up are also this matte gel, okay? And I'm going to use it with some tissue paper that I got over at Dollar Tree, okay? We just got a new Dollar Tree. This is some fun new paper that I found, and I've been working on some different kind of multimedia collage type projects, and I thought this would be fun to use. This matte gel that I got over at Hobby Lobby. To hold that, I am using a canvas, so I'm kind of breaking the rules. And then I'm using some different types of glue. Okay, some regular school glue, as well as some of this super thick tacky glue. Okay, but this is where I would encourage you guys to get really creative. Okay, there are lots of fun projects that you could make using sticks and rope or ribbon or different things that you could come up with. Like I said, when I finally got my wheels turning and playing around and looking around, I came up with some really, really cute ideas. I will try to post some of those pictures in the group. But I bet you between you and your kids, once you guys start, getting into it, I bet you guys are going to have fun. So you're going to see my project as I put it together and fast forward in just a minute, and then I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys, so I started by using the matte gel, and I put down a small layer of that, thin layer of that down, and I put that tissue paper on top of it. As you can see, I'm kind of using the matte gel as a glue to hold it down. I find it works really well. It also
again, with it being matte, gives it a non-shiny finish. So it's not going to distract from the natural elements that I'm going to put on top of it. I'm also, once I'm done, once I finish putting the pieces over it, going to put a layer of that matte gel completely on top of it. Now I'm putting it along the sides too, so I'm completely, covering all of the sides and corners and everything with this tissue paper. The tissue paper to me kind of had a texture that almost like a birch tree. So I thought that that would be kind of pretty behind this, as it's going to wind up turning out to have all of those wonderful natural elements that I had showed you earlier with the sticks, leaves and rocks, and Florida dirt, which isn't like normal dirt. And here's what I decided to do. I decided to use the twigs, buttons, and whatnot to make a tree. So I used the regular school glue to kind of hold that dirt to the bottom of that uh, um, the canvas. I allowed the mat to dry, or pretty much dry. You can see a little bit of shine there too, but allowed it to pretty much dry there. And then for the sticks, I didn't use the school glue. I used that tacky glue. It's much thicker, and it seemed to hold the pieces of the wood, the little stick pieces, much better. It will dry clear, or it should anyway. And so I thought that would be a lot nicer and a lot more sturdy to hold everything down and together. I use that for all of the sticks. That's what I'm putting it down, and for the buttons. Now again, you can use whatever you'd like, but these materials that I found, especially this tacky glue that I showed you, really seems to work well with natural elements. I've used it on glass, I've used it on paper, I'm using it here on wood, and it really holds up to just about any material that I've used it on. So I have gone from using the glue sticks, hot glue gun, and to using this. I've just had a lot more luck with it. Now with the buttons, I just used different colors all over. I tried to give a good variation of the lights and darks to help the eyes move around the piece. And yeah, I hope you guys have fun with whatever type of project that you use. And I really do encourage you to get creative. Look around the house and see what kind of fun things that you can use around the inside of the house, around the outside of the house, and how you can combine them to create a fun and natural art Povera project.
And here it is, guys. Here is my finished project. I think it's kind of cute, to be honest with you. It's definitely different. I got a couple different reactions here around the house. They are excited to try this project as well. Maybe not necessarily this one, but trying the Arte Povera art with using some fun things from around the house and letting those creative juices flow. Now again, this is just a 12 by 12 inch canvas, and using these materials to hold the items down. We'll see. It's not 100% dry, so once it's 100% dry, we'll see how well that that dirt and the everything holds. But so far, it seems to be doing okay. I hope you guys enjoy this project. I hope you have fun doing it. I hope you post the pictures so that we can see it and get some extra inspiration in our group to try to create some awesome, fun things. You guys have fun. Enjoy the time that you do this. Enjoy the time together while you're doing this. and just have some fun, make some memories, and happy arting, everyone. Take care.